We define corruption as the dishonest and immoral conduct made by people in power, such as government or police. Corruption takes place when someone abuses the entrusted power of others for private gain. There are several types of corruption. Systematic corruption happens when corruption becomes a huge aspect of the economic system and of social and political systems as well. Grand corruption is considered the most dangerous one and happens when the implementations and designs are being compromised by corruptive conducts. Finally, political corruption is any transaction made between private and public representatives in which the collective goods are illegitimately converted unto private rewards and payoffs. Corruption mainly harms the human development, the society health, and wealth. It threatens the global marketplace, and it is in fact an ethical problem. In Germany, the law did not used to specify that the payments of foreign bribes to secure businesses was illegal. Actually, these types of payments could be deducted by taxes. So after the German law was changed in 1999, Siemens had to make a greater effort to conceal payments. Slush fund money, reserve funds used for corruption, were deposited into different accounts and shell corporations, companies that focus on doing business transactions. Siemens hired consultants to help win contracts. A former Siemens manager, Reinhard Zigzek, that was accused of setting up a new system for the bribes, said he did it for the company, to keep the business alive and avoid jeopardizing thousands of jobs, and was not looking at it from an ethical standpoint. He said he always thought top management would back them up, but that did not happen. In November 2016, the police raided Siemens headquarters. This was the peak of a series of investigations into corruption involving the company. Siemens pled guilty to violations of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act at the U.S. Federal Courthouse in Washington on December 15, 2008. The U.S. Department of Justice charged that Siemens had made thousands of illicit payments of almost $850 million between March and September 2007 alone. Siemens agreed to pay a criminal fine of $800 million to U.S. authorities and $815 million to German authorities. In recognition of Siemens' expenses, U.S. authorities did not ban the company from competing for government contracts. In order to fight corruption, Siemens initiated an audit of the existing compliance system. They hired an external company to conduct an internal investigation. It was a very large-scale investigation which covered over 100 million documents and 1,750 employees. They created stricter rules which would require the written consent of senior management to make any exceptions, and for management to approve all payments and sales-related contracts. They also created a corporate disciplinary committee meant to discipline employees that were found to have violated anti-corruption laws, and an amnesty program which offered immunity to those who came forward to report wrongdoings. If I were an employee involved in corruption, I might not agree with the changes. If the laws are not enforced, it means corruption is probably a habit and a part of our daily lives. It's like if a student was allowed to use their phones in class, even though they're not supposed to, and all of a sudden the teachers decided to stop letting them. It's a change that doesn't exactly benefit you in a good way. It's not something you like. I might resist the changes because they wouldn't benefit me.